Thank you, Jordan. That was a great look at Solomon Enos. And I know a coach back here in Arizona who probably would have loved to recruit Enos back in the day, and that's Frank Kush. And to bring Penn State back into this, their first appearance in the Fiesta Bowl was against the Arizona State Sun Devils, led by Frank Kush, who we lost this past June. But this coach, he was able to leave a legacy, not only here in the Valley of the Sun, but back over 2,000 miles away from his humble beginnings in Windber, Pennsylvania.
You can't ask for any better than what he done coming out of a little town like this.
It was the stomping grounds here at the barbershop.
There's always 3 or 4 guys sitting in the chair. It didn't matter if they were going to get a haircut. But when Frank would come in town here, he would have made sure that he would come to this place.
To many, Frank Kush is a legendary football coach. To Paul and Steve, he was just another kid from their small mining town.
When we're always home.
Shaz's barbershop serving as a hot spot to many of those memories.
The gang pulled in here when Frank was in town. To us, he was number one.
We walked together, we played together, we done everything together because you didn't have too much to do other than play your sport.
Kush, a rather small lineman, played big.
You could not block him. He made 35 tackles a game, no sweat.
But his personality may have had the bigger impact.
Impressed you in such a manner and that you just loved the guy.
He was special to us.
A real specialty was discovered on the sidelines.
One tough son of a gun.
Frank Kush's football toughness was developed here in Windber, but this Rambler would trade in the colder climate for a coaching opportunity in the desert, where he'd begin to build a Sun Devil program, making sure to leave his legacy here at Arizona State.
He wanted to make the program the best program he could make it.
He'd spend the next 22 years leading the Sun Devils to prominence, compiling 176 wins with only one losing season.
Sun Devil Stadium, Frank Kush Field. They just don't hand those out to everybody. They don't hand out statues and put them in front of the stadium.
On their rise, Kush's Devils appeared in the first ever Fiesta Bowl and earned 4 more appearances. Their only loss coming from another coach who made his mark in central Pennsylvania.
Him and Joe were great friends. Similar coaching styles, kind of a no-nonsense, let's get in, get the work done, we're not going to be fancy about it.
Wherever Kush's coaching opportunities took him, he'd always remain rooted in Windber.
It wasn't a week went by, he'd call and said, now what the hell's going on in the hometown?
Through memorabilia like this, Frank's spirit remains written on the walls and in the hearts of
many old friends.
Relationships still as timeless as Frank's words.
Thanks for all of your assistance and a special haircut.
Keeping a lifetime of stories and a fellow Rambler's legacy alive.
Everything about him was right, despite that he was a tough coach.
The chair Frank Kush once sat in for a cut and to share some laughs now simply shares memories of the man who never forgot what was home.
Someday maybe we run across him. Up there.
From central PA out to Tempe, Arizona, and where I learned a lot about Frank Kush, Jordan, attending Arizona State University, I can tell you that Frank Kush is leaving his legacy wherever he went.
Certainly made his mark all across the country.